Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Minutes with M&M. I'm Mena, this is Misan, and this week we will be talking about a very popular show that we've actually already talked about before. So this is our first video where we're talking about a show we've talked about before. So yay, milestone! Okay, that being said, we're talking about the sex lives of college girls, and we have thoughts. So season 2 recently finished, and I don't know, Mindy, what's going on? I that's really it. I think that's the main thing. What's going on, Mindy?
Yeah, what's going on?
We're going to talk about the things that we did not enjoy, we didn't understand, and we would hope will be resolved next season. Some of them are plot points, but some of them are just like production stuff. So let's get into it. You don't even need the preamble. So the first thing that I feel like would be fun to talk about is the pacing and timeline of the show. This feels like a season where they wanted to have 22 episodes and stretch things out so we can start at a place and get to a conclusion. But instead, it was a 10 episode, 30-minute thing. And it's very clear that sometimes the writers wanted us to get somewhere without absolutely no build-up, or we just ditch storylines. Similarly, I don't understand how much time has passed. The beginning of the season, they're still in their first semester. At some point, there's a Christmas party. So I guess at some point they go home for Christmas. And then the end of the season, they're talking about where they're gonna live next year. So I'm assuming it was a semester and a half. They didn't write any exams. I don't know.
Maybe just don't think about that.
Because
let me just enjoy the show. Why are you so concerned about where they are?
Because it's really stressing me out. Because I spent the whole season going, oh my God, Kimberly, your money for school. And then the semester was over. I'm like, did you...
So this, I think the semester, like, it's already paid for. So it's like...
Okay, so she paid for the whole year at the beginning. So it was...
That was a scholarship, right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So it's like her, like, sophomore year she's thinking about...
Yeah, that's what she's thinking about.
Okay, because it's stuff like that was making me... Like, even with, like, Whitney taking a whole new class, I was like, she started the new class after break? Or, I guess, after Christmas? I
guess we're just throwing everything at the board right now. It's like we didn't go to college. Because we know how these things go, but it's not making sense.
It really doesn't make sense. But leaving the actual timeline apart, my biggest issue really was the structure. I feel like the first season was tighter in terms of this happens in this episode, it's a week later, this happens, and like we kind of see how things progress. There were so many storylines this season where I didn't understand how we got to where we're going to. And a good example is Leighton and her girlfriend Tatum. Like, the way I pronounce her name was Tatum. I don't know. Your parents should have named you that. How about that? But like the episode that they break up, the episode starts them in such a good place. Literally, they're a yoga, they're having fun. They've been dating for weeks. Tatum hasn't met any of Whitney's friends, like her roommates, nothing. She's met her dad because she came out in that episode. A lot has happened in a short amount of time, but also we haven't seen anything. By the end of the episode, Leighton gives this speech where it's supposed to be all empowering. She's like, oh, you're the parts of me I don't want to be anymore. We haven't seen any of that. You guys were literally happy this morning. Your relationship has barely been 3 episodes. Like, that's something that if we had 6 episodes, we could see your relationship develop. You guys get close. Maybe we see a couple of instances of Tatum being horrible or, prejudicial, and then we can be like, okay. But we didn't see any of that. All we saw was Tatum not having a good time at a party. That kind of sucked. Like, literally, Whitney acts like this is evidence that she hates people, but like, no, I want Tatum's side. This is a not great party.
Yeah, the party sucked. Like...
Also, why am I spending this much money on your friend's bad art? Like, the least I should be able to do is drag it if I'm giving money. But yeah, I feel like there are lots of that throughout the season. The pacing was just really, really weird. Especially the big thing that we're going to get to at the end. The thing that everybody's angry about. I'm so sorry. But like, everyone is really mad. I'm like, yeah, seems about right. Just all over the place. But, tell me something that you were like, what's going on here with the show?
Yes, so Kimberly, she's just being Kimberly. But, like, there's just a few things that happened this season that was just so out of character. And I just didn't understand what I was supposed to make of it. Like, the whole thing with the refugee guy, I mean, cool. But then all of a sudden she likes Kanan. And she would choose her feelings for Kanan over her relationship with Whitney, her roommate. Like, because I feel like season 1 really built them up to be these like close friends, and like season 2 also kind of built upon that. Like, oh, they're close friends. They ask each other for advice for men, and all of a sudden Kimberly is like kind of lying to Whitney and like withholding information and just like just being all over the place. And I like, what is going on? But let's even table that. Let's talk about the fact that we don't know if she's going to be in school next year. I'm supposed to believe that she made $80,000 by selling her eggs.
Like, no, but Mindy, is there anyone on the show that's doing research? Are they claiming that, and no shade, but like there are a lot of egg donors available. There's nothing amazing at Kimberly. She's not incredibly tall or incredibly gorgeous or super smart or something. So she donated eggs one time and made tens of thousands of dollars. Is this a situation where she hasn't been paid yet and she just doesn't know and we're going to deal with it in season 2? Or is this them, quote unquote, wrapping it up? In which case, that's just bad writing to me. Why even bring up the situation of her needing money if that was, like, is she going to get pregnant? Or is there a baby that's going to show up? What was this whole storyline? Has this been resolved?
It hasn't, and she's just like, vibes. I'm just gonna go after my crushes and just like enjoy life, because in season 1, she was very anxious about this. And when she found out, the first few episodes of season 2 was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then once she got healed from the surgery, she's like, all right then, like
it just wasn't brought up again. So like, is this us thinking too hard? Like, is this like the timeline thing? Are we just supposed to be like pretty gowns and just ignore it?
Maybe she hasn't gotten the money yet or the results yet.
I don't know. All I know is that like they dedicated 2 episodes. She had a whole like, should I do it? What do you guys think? She went into the procedure, and then after the procedure, it turned more into her being hot enough to be with Jackson or not. But like, this was you needed a lot of money. Like, you went to your professor to try and get a loan. Like, this was serious. So I don't know. Maybe they live in a universe where girls get given thousands and thousands of dollars. If you're watching this and you watch this show and you thought, oh, I'm going to donate my eggs and get $30,000, you are not. That is not what is going to happen. Please don't, like, I feel like I just need to tell young women out there that, first of all, don't take donating your eggs lightly. But secondly, no, you're not going to make a lot of money. So please don't, just in case.
Yeah, and like, can we just talk about Kimberly's priorities? I feel like she's in that school just to get some dick. Like, Kimberly is a true Bela out here, and like, we think Bela is much, but Kimberly is like, school what? I haven't seen her in one class. It's like, are you even in school? Like, are you studying? Like, I see Whitney and Bela in class. Leighton, she talks about her math thing, and Kimberly is like, okay, I'm gonna knock on this guy's door and like sleep with him, and it's gonna be so cool because I'm quirky. What?
I don't know. I don't understand Kimberly's love life. And I understand some things are out of control. Like, I understand that Nico left the show. He left the show. They had to move on. It's kind of weird that Kimberly almost destroyed her entire life last season because she was obsessed with sex with him. But, you know, whatever. She's moved on to Jackson, the hot guy, and Kanan. I feel like we don't really know Kimberly as a rounded character, even though in season 1 at least she felt like the main character. I think this season was a bit more divided, but with all the other characters we kind of know their hobbies, what they do for fun, you know, what their passions are. Like, okay, fine, we don't know what Leighton wants to do in the future, but we know that she genuinely like gets happy with math.
Yeah,
I don't get that with Kimberly, other than hooking up with cute guys and wanting to be good and, you know, not problematic. I don't know anything about Kimberly.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to believe that Kanan was secretly in love with her this entire time.
I don't think it was the entire time. I think it was a new thing that developed after he was done with Whitney.
Okay. Okay then. Like, I just, like you said, it's a timeline thing, right? Like, I don't know how much time has passed. So
it's not even just that. They had one interaction, the episode that Whitney's mom comes up, where they kind of work together to strike. And then we move on to the episode that they're going on activities together and Kanan likes her. Again, do you need 20 episodes, Mindy? I'm sure if you ask for 20 episodes, they'll give you 20 episodes. Like, we needed interactions. We needed to see them giggling during work time or having conversations or something that made Kanan go from, this is the girl that talks about her dad's gout, to, wow, I want to kiss you. Like, I feel like there was a lot missing in the middle. And so not only is it rushed and weird, it also is really strange to root for. Like, we're all on Whitney's side.
Exactly. And speaking of Whitney, can we just, like, I just have a few questions for the makeup artist. I have a few questions for whoever's in the writer's room. It's giving racism. It's giving, like, we don't like the character, so we're just not going to let her have nice things. Because, like, first of all, let's talk about her makeup. I don't know who was on set that day. And like,
no, not that day.
The
That
entire
season.
I'm sorry, but like, there's Fenty foundation. There's like, I have suggestions. Like, if you're looking for how to do makeup on dark skin, but also just her storyline was just.
No, I'm so sorry. Please don't leave the lipstick. No. I feel like maybe it's because we're black. Maybe the other black girls, and if you didn't notice, go rewatch any episode. What is going on with the lipstick that they put on Whitney? Okay, I just have to say that.
Did you guys run out of lip liner? Because I just feel like you could have lined her lips or something. Like, it's, anyways.
And she's a really cute girl. She's very pretty. Are you trying to make her less cute? Is there going to be an episode next season where she looks glam and she's like, oh, I'm getting over it? Is this what's happening? Is this like a long con that we're not aware of? Give her better lipstick. Give her lip liner and give her foundation that is her shade.
Yeah, so like the only good thing about Whitney's storyline this season was that she started to become more like self-assured, and she started to, believe in herself a lot more. She was killing the chemistry class, and she was trying to figure out herself and what she liked, and outside of soccer.
Because she's not going to be a professional soccer player, guys. Come on. So I'm glad.
Okay, so why is she with Mr. Chemistry, the bully?
Yep, the misogynistic bully.
Answers? I need answers.
If you know any good reason why Whitney should be with the jackass from her chemistry class, please put it in the comments below now. No, I don't get it. Because, like, Whitney is, like, smart and confident. And yeah, she, there was a whole situation with her coach last season, but she's not someone with low self-esteem. And not to drag any of the other girls, but if this was Bela or if this was Kimberly, it would make so much more sense to me than Whitney.
Yeah.
Also, he's not that cute. No shade. I'm sure he's a fine actor. I'm not going to get into the fact that he's a Nepo baby. I love Veep. Your mommy is great. But someone needs to explain to me why he was cast in this role, because he's supposed to be like so hot that it's okay how shitty he is. And sir, you are many things, but right? No.
The fact that I complained about Nico, please bring back Nico, because I feel like we are downgrading.
We're moving backwards.
So like, that should have never happened. Okay, I just did not see it, and the fact that she just couldn't resist him, or she couldn't think straight, and I'm supposed to believe that, like, she's so conflicted, and like, Kanan, she wants Kanan kind of, but she also wants this guy.
But you know what it is? I actually even think it would have been better if the point of that storyline was enemies to lovers or something, because it's not. I genuinely believe the only reason they put him with her was so that, one, Kanan could walk in on them having sex and see that Whitney is moving on, so they could justify him moving on with Kimberly. Like, it was just so they can say they're really separated. Whitney has done stuff with other people, so they can kind of make it work. And I don't get it. First of all, she could have slept with anybody on the planet. It didn't have to be someone that's mean to her. But second of all, that was bad writing. Like, there are 10 episodes a season. We don't need filler episodes or filler plot lines. And I feel like we got a bunch of filler this season, as well as not like too much. Like, there's just, what's going on? Why is she with the bully? Why is Kanan watching them have sex? Just so Kanan can be with like Kimberly. So instead of building up Kanan and Kimberly's relationship, they just kind of tore down Whitney a little bit so that it could work. And I don't like that. Nobody like that. Not one singular person. No, I'm so serious. There's sometimes there's storylines where like people have different opinions. I have scrolled through the subreddit. I've scrolled through the hashtag on Twitter. I've been on Tumblr. I have not seen a singular person go, you know what was great? Whitney and that white boy. No.
Oh my god, and the fact that they made her like witness the kiss with Kimberly, I just know I'm gonna hate season 3. I just know that the first few episodes of season 3 is just gonna be disgusting. Yeah, no, absolutely. Because now she's secretly gone to go live on the frat, but it's also like having characters act out of character. Like Kimberly who can't keep secrets and is too concerned about people liking her and wanting to make sure their friendship is so holistic. That Kimberly is the one who's lying to Whitney about kissing Kanan, and it wasn't even like, they were drunk at a party and he kissed her. She followed him out of the party to meet him and then they kissed. So like, she made active steps to do a thing that would be a betrayal. This is what I mean by build up. They should have made it like, when TV shows are like, we just can't resist, we like each other so much. We didn't see that. We saw him take his shirt off, and then she was like, oh god, he's so sexy. That was it. No, they need to get their stuff together. I just know. But it's okay, I'm not mad. Bela, what is there anything that Bela did this season that was out of character? I don't think so.
Bella's the only character that I'm happy with this season. Her like conflict and chaotic activities are the only ones that seem consistent, realistic, and worth it. Because she's digging herself into a hole where, fingers crossed, she's gonna come out a better person. She's gonna learn about herself and how to treat people. She's the only one that there was nothing like. Let's get it clear. This is not saying we liked what she did. You know, don't sleep with grown men for positions. Don't cheat on your boyfriend. Don't tear down the woman you work with to lift yourself up. But it was realistic in a way that I can accept. Realistic in TV terms, you know what it is. She did the most, but again, I see this as a growing point from her. Even the storyline with her family friend coming to the school.
Yeah.
Like that kind of just looking inward and her kind of reflecting, you know, I shouldn't make this person feel bad about themselves. I shouldn't be jealous about her doing well kind of thing. There are places for Bela to grow that I believe will be shown. With the other people, I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, because like Leighton was doing so well. Like her character growth was like amazing. She was supportive. She was doing well in school. And then Alicia shows up and all of a sudden it's like, they're trying to paint Tatum to be like this horrible person, but we don't see it. Like we never saw that. And they didn't even let the relationship land.
Yep. And also, I feel like this was another example of them rushing stuff they didn't have to rush. Like in one episode, we have the episode kind of start and the other girls go, oh, you're asking us about love advice. You never do that. Like they had slowly shown us that like Leighton is really opening herself up to the girls, which is great. But I feel like they really, really wants to rush. Leighton has changed for the better, which is in theory a good thing. But again, it's not landing for me. Mm-hmm. The whole thing with the sorority where she gets upset that the moms who are donating money aren't as progressive as she is makes no sense to me, that storyline. If it had been other members of the sorority, I would have been like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But like, who cares what these women say? Take their money and go. Like her mom donated what, $30,000? Mm-hmm. Her mother donated 30. That's one mom. If 10 moms donate money, that's $300,000. Take the money and be better in your chapter. I don't understand why it was supposed to be like this whole thing, because literally for 2 seasons, Whitney has been making jokes about how, oh, it's white women who are doing the most in the sorority, and Leighton just brushes it off and says, oh, I don't care if it's like classist or it's obsessed with status. But now she has an immediate about turn and we're supposed to be like, oh, wow, that's growth. But all I'm thinking is, that's weird. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's the same thing with her relationship with Tatum.
Yeah.
I just needed more time.
The entire season just felt very rushed. It still had like, good one-liners. It still had like, it was enjoyable. I did enjoy it, but like, it just, to be honest, season 1 made more sense. Maybe because season 1, it was just a fresh new show. And now we are like, looking at it with like
more critical
eyes. But yeah, a lot of the storylines just... let's see. Maybe they're building up to something more interesting in season 3. But
the thing is, my issue isn't even really the plot. Every resolution or conclusion we got to in a storyline this season, I was fine with. It's how we got there is my issue. I trust Mindy. She's a good writer. I've watched all of her shows. I'm just very concerned about how she's going to get to where she's going to, especially knowing that like it's an immediate release. So like. Also, I feel like she's like focusing on Never Have I Ever More, which is great. I love that show, but girl, please. Lots of us really like Sex Lives of College Girls, and I'm scared about what you're doing. I don't know what's gonna happen. And I also am concerned that if season 3 is shaky, HBOMAX be canceling their shows. Mm-hmm. I don't want anything to get canceled. I want to see the story live from beginning to end. Mm-hmm. And if your fans aren't happy, then what are we going to do?
Exactly. And can we just get more black men on the show? Like, I'm begging, like, it's just Kanan.
You're better than me, because I don't even care if they're black. Anyone that's just, I need a non-white man that's not Kanan, because there are 0. No, literally, the only non-black man is Kanan. All the other boys are white. Yeah. Give me an Indian man, give me an Arab man, give me an Asian man. Like, give me anything other than a mayonnaise man that is just walking around the campus like he owns it. But now I'm scared she's gonna introduce them and they're all gonna be villains.
Yeah.
Look,
man.
But there were good things. Look, Lila was great this season.
Oh yeah, Lila was great.
And outside of Kanan being with Kimberly out of nowhere, I actually enjoyed getting to know more about his background and, you know, seeing him as a person. I'm still annoyed at how they break up because, again, it was just a wishy-washy, piss-poor way of us getting them separated.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, they didn't get together till this season. Like, he even asks her out this season and she's like, he just asked me to be his girlfriend. I thought I would, like, that was a really funny dialogue thing. I actually thought we were gonna grow in their relationship, but it's fine. They get together this season, break up this season, and he dates someone else this season. There are 10 episodes a season. Do you see the issue here? No, but I like Kanan. I want to see more of him. I enjoy Lila. I think she's great.
Yeah.
Being paired with Bela. I actually think Lila with Bela makes more sense than with Kimberly. So I think that was a good choice on their part. I personally like Eric. I like Eric and Bela. I know some people don't like him and they don't enjoy their pairing, but I think his calm, regular, reasonable demeanor matches very well with Bella's erratic, I'm gonna burn the world down with my craziness energy.
Yeah, I mean, I like him. I like them together. It just could have been someone else. just take his personality, put it into someone else. It doesn't have to be the guy who was best friends with the guy who assaulted her. Like,
that's true. That's true. But overall, there were definitely strong periods. Like, there were 2 or 3 episodes this season that I laughed a ton. I like right before the end. So maybe like 6, 7, 8, maybe 5, 6, 7. I was having a great time before the last episode came out. I was like, what the hell is this? So the comedy is still there. It's just the actual storyline. And I think I really, really focus on the length of the episodes and the timeline, because to me, that feels like where most of the restriction has to be coming from. Because if it's not that, then they just chose to write it that way. No, there's a reason. No, overall though, fun season. I think people really enjoyed it, and it wasn't a disappointment because we waited a year for it to come back out.
Yeah.
So
that was a long wait.
Oh my god! Now we have to wait a whole other year.
Oh my god! I think the episodes are like half an hour, right?
Literally, they're 30 minutes long, and they release 2 at a time, which is great. But that means we only get a month of episodes.
Yeah.
It's 15. 15 episodes. We can do 16 since you like an even number. That gives us 2 months worth of episode, and you can really clarify things that are going on.
Clarify. That's a good way of putting it.
Because there are lots of storylines that didn't necessarily end. They just kind of paused, and I guess we're hoping to see how they'll resolve. Because Eric and Bella broke up, and then we just didn't see him again for the rest of it.
Basically,
she slept with that like comedian. Was it for a reason? Did she do it to make herself feel good? Did he offer her a job? Is there more to that? Like same thing with that we talked about with Kimberly's eggs. Like I think there are lots of things that they just stalled on, and this is a little bit of a behind the scenes thing. But my question here, Leighton being with Alicia. I like Alicia. I loved her in season 1. I think the character is great. Baby girl, you are on Grey's Anatomy. That's the reason she wasn't in most of this season of Sex Lives, is that she didn't have time to film both. So now that Leighton has a full-time partner that's Alicia, are we just never going to see her girlfriend? Is she just going to be like, oh, Alicia and I are meeting, and then we never see her? Or are they going to break them up again? Like,
I think they're going to break them up again.
So what was the reason?
Leighton is growing and she's figuring herself out.
You know what? It would have been stronger if she broke up with Tatum to be by herself then. If it's for growth, what's the point of having her break up to be with Alicia if her and Alicia are not going to work out? Because I like Alicia, but shout out to you, girl. I'm glad that you're getting the big gigs. Yay, I love Grace. You're doing a good job. But no, it's extremely upsetting. So I think there are just lots of things that have been set up, not necessarily in ways I like, but they can be good. But now I have a question for you. Do you think that there's a world where you can support Kimberly and Kanan as a couple?
It depends. I see the foundation there. I see, like you said, they just didn't give me enough data to work with. Like it wasn't built up, so it feels rushed. And as of right now, I'm on Whitney's side.
Fact.
So it definitely feels weird. But obviously, they're gonna make them do like some cute thing, and I'll be like, oh, whatever. Like, but right now, no. But maybe in like 2 seasons time, or like maybe a season.
Okay, so that leads me to the second question. Do you think they're going to be together for 2 seasons? Do you think like if Kanan is going to end up with someone who's going to be Kimberly and not Whitney?
Well, that's up to you, Mindy. I think it should be Whitney, but I think that's a very, very possible thing to happen given how the season was written.
Yeah, I'm kind of like now of the belief that it might really be Kimberly, because I agree with you. I don't think, except if they have them not be together, like next season, Kimberly finds out and she says sorry and says, Kanan, we can't be together. And then even that still is going to be bad, because then when Kanan and Whitney get together, it's going to be like second choice because Kimberly rejected you. But if they get together and have a whole ass relationship, then I can't ever really see Kanan. I don't like back and forth. If you leave someone for someone else and you go back to that first person, first of all, you're garbage, but now all relationships are tainted. So all couplings don't work for me.
Oh my gosh.
I don't love it. So either him and Kimberly have to be endgame, or he's gonna leave the show when they break up. But he can never go back to Whitney if he like dates Kimberly seriously.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's so awful. Like, I just think, like, obviously people don't quote unquote deserve love enough, but Whitney literally just had the whole horrible thing with her coach and that horrible chemistry boy. She can't just have, like, why can't she just be with a nice guy? Why does our good girl, sister Kimberly, get multiple hot guys just after her and things ending pretty much on her terms? I know with Nico it was cloudy because he was cheating on her, but he helped her cheat on her exams and then was okay with her like ruining everything. So she still walked away unscathed. She broke up with Jackson, and I feel like she's gonna be the one to end things with Kaden, except if they have him break up with her so she and Whitney can bond over being dumped by Kaden. Look,
Oh my God.
I'm not happy with where this is going.
No, I'm not.
Mindy, please. Maybe it was all a dream. You can do that. But other than that, it was a fun season. I'm excited to see more of the side characters, but also the main characters. You know what the solution is? More episodes. Haha. But Mindy, I think, did a really good job with this.
Yeah.
The actresses are all killing it. I'm also enjoying seeing the actresses in other projects. Special shout out to Leighton's actress, whose name I don't remember right now, but she's going to be in the Mean Girls musical movie.
Ooh.
So I'm excited about that. I'm also scared. Whenever they book other projects, I'm like, how is that gonna affect you on the main show? So, you know.
Yeah. And Whitney is on the reboot, so.
Yeah. If you haven't seen that, by the way, the reboot is really good and Whitney's fantastic in
Her
it.
makeup is also really bad there, but.
Yay! No, but yeah, keep an eye out for other projects that these ladies are in because they're all fantastic, and I haven't seen any of them in anything that I didn't like. And I think Bela is kind of amazing. I haven't seen her in anything else, but she's a very strong actress for the kind of role she has, because Bela is a very ridiculous kind of caricature character, but I buy it as real when the actress is selling it.
Yeah, same.
So shout out to you, girl. So I'm trying to make it clear, my criticisms are not of the actresses. The things that we're unhappy with is the writers. They can fix this. So yeah, what do you guys think? What did you dislike? Do you disagree with anything that we said? What are your theories for season 3? And what do you hope Mindy adds or takes away next season? Let us know. We're excited to hear your feedback. And thank you so much for watching.
Bye.
Bye.